Hey, so now I'm going to make my stewed beef like I said I was going to do before. So literally I got some big pieces of stewing beef from Costco, and I'm going to do that today with, I might do it with rice and peas, I think, actually. Rice and peas, and also I'm going to fry some plantain. I am doing it a little bit later in the day than I wanted to, but you know, we're not going anywhere, we're on a lockdown, so I might as well just take my time and cook it anyway. I'm going to show you now what I'm going to do. I've got the beef here. I've already washed it down with vinegar. I've cut up some onions and some garlic, and these are the main ingredients what I'm going to be using today. This is it's a green seasoning, they call it. I don't know if it looks a bit blurry. It's a green seasoning. Basically it's just a blend of it's a blend of different items. For example, it's a blend of thyme, onion, garlic, things like that. Oh, that was very, very blurry there. So I'm using that green seasoning, very good for a multitude of different foods. I always like to use bay leaves. I find that it gives it a certain flavour. So yeah, I like those. I got that from Costco as well, and I think that was really good value. I paid £1.49, I think it was, for that. But when you go to the supermarket, you get like a small jar sometimes for like £1, so that's really good value. As is the mixed herbs, which I'm also going to use. That again was, I think, £1.29. That was even cheaper than the bay leaves, I think. And again, it's Swartz brand, and if I were to buy that in a supermarket, I'd get a small glass jar for probably like £1 something. So that's really good value. I'm using my aromat. I love using aromat because I find that it gives it a different flavour to the salt. That's why you don't really see me using salt as much. I'll just use salt for like the rice or something like that. But in terms of the food, I prefer to use the aromat. It's an all-purpose savoury seasoning, so it is salty, and it also gives it a lot of flavour. I've got black pepper. It says black peppercorns, but it's got the grinder on top. I find that also gives a lot of flavour to food. I've got this one here, steak seasoning, and I've got garlic granules. Those are the main ingredients that I'm going to use to season my meat. Okay, so I've got my beef here. As I said, I've done that before, or prepped it before in terms of washing it off and that. So I've got the onions and I've got the garlic. I'm going to stick all that in there. Onion and garlic. Now, what should I put first? I'm going to put a bit of garlic granules. I never weigh my thing. Like, I'll never just put like a teaspoon of this or a teaspoon of that. Unless it was a specific recipe, like a cake or something, then that's different. But for this, I just do it like that. That was the garlic. Oops. This is the steak seasoning now. I haven't got much in there, so that's going to use all that off. That's it. That's done. I'm going to put some of the aromat. Yeah, that's it. And then I'll add some more as I'm cooking. This is the green seasoning, as I said before. It's a really good thing. I only really started using it probably in the last couple months, maybe. I mean, I've used it very sporadically, but yeah, I think it smells okay. What do you think, Gab?
It smells okay.
Gab's taping for me. Tomorrow, me and Gab are going to make some cinnamon buns, aren't we, Gabby? In the morning. That's Gabby's favourite for breakfast. So we're going to be making that from scratch. That's it. That's the green seasoning there. I'm going to put some black pepper. Now, I like the grinders. I think presentation wise the grinders always look nice. However, for, I don't know, ease of use, I think sometimes it's better to just have the pot, because you can just literally open the pot and just pour it in. I'm not going to put too much. Sometimes baby moans that the food's too spicy. So, but it's a good bit of meat, so you need little seasoning. So that was that. Cover that back. I'm going to put some mixed herbs in there as well.
What is it? The egg is good. Yeah.
Good sprinkling of herbs.
Use less on.
So this mixed herbs actually contains thyme, parsley and marjoram. I know, marjoram, I'm not really even sure. I'm going to mix it first, and then actually I'll put the bay leaf in when it's cooking, I think. So now I'm going to put my hands in and I'm going to stir it all round, but don't worry, my hands are clean.
There's no one on you.
So I'm literally stirring all that in, rub all the goodness into that.
I'll just see if people were there.
And that is smelling absolutely amazing.
Smells nice in here.
It does, doesn't it, Rick?
Yes, it does indeed.
Yeah, so that's all the food there. Just mixing it around.
Hi.
There you go.
You won't even be able to
Mixed all that in.
knock down.
I'm just going to give my hands a little wash. And then I'm going to add a Scotch bonnet pepper to that, just to kind of get the flavours in there.
You have the recording here, just the food.
Food and me. Okay, so now I'm going to use a red Scotch bonnet. I know I said that I wasn't going to put much black pepper because baby moaning about the heat, but it adds a different type of heat, to be honest, if you're having a Scotch bonnet in there.
Yeah, very hot heat.
So I'm going to put that in the middle, cover it up like that. There you go. And now basically I'm going to leave this for about 20 minutes, and when that's finished marinating, then I'm going to put it on top and I'll cook it then.
I eliminated you. I eliminated your son.
Okay, so I've got the Dutch pot, and I've literally put some oil inside of it,
You need to die.
and into that I'm going to add some sugar. Okay, I'm going to do that browning method again. I mean, it's a common method, to be honest with you. So I'm just adding some sugar in there. Some people would fry off their meat in a frying pan first and stuff like that. I can't be able to do that at the moment, so I'll just put the sugar in there. Once that starts to caramelise and bubble up, then I will add the meat. Okay, as you can see, it's bubbling up nicely now. You don't want it to burn, so I think it's fine now. So now I'm going to add all that into the pan. And all that stuff that's still in there, like the onions and the tomato, the onions and the garlic and that. Ooh, damn, it's so hot. Hold on, let me get a kitchen towel. It's so hot on the side. Normally I hold it, but for some reason today it's hot. So we're just going to give it a stir around. Like that. And we're just literally stirring it around to kind of seal the meat. And that will seal in all the flavours. I've got the Scotch bonnet there. I don't want to pierce it because otherwise, oh, it'll be so hot. So it'll make the food too spicy. So I'm just folding it over gently, as you can see. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to leave that for a minute or so, let all the juices come out, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water in. I'm going to mix some water into the pan that I had the food in, that I had the meat in originally. Then I'm going to add the water to it. But before that, you'll notice that there gets a little bit of a sauce in the bottom of the pan, just because I guess with the meat you've got some of the water and the juices coming out, and it's creating this lovely lovely flavour. So that's what I'm going to do. You give it another quick stir. It smells amazing already. Is right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave that like that for a minute. And then once the juice has started forming in the bottom, I'm going to show you the next step. So I've had the meat on for a while now, and I've noticed that the juice is starting to form in the bottom. So now we're going to have a look at it. I'm going to give it a stir again. I've got the kettle boiling so that I can add some water onto it. Yes, Rick? Say hi, Rick.
Janice made a bagel a couple minutes ago. Mate. Very nice.
It was a tuna mayonnaise bagel.
Oh, I shaved, by the way. I shaved. Shave, Jen, look. I shaved.
It was a tuna mayonnaise bagel that I made for Ricardo, because this food that we're going to eat today, we're probably going to eat about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, to be honest with you. So and the reason why we're going to eat so late is because Ricardo was cleaning the oven. When I came in today, I went out, as you know, I went to Costco, and when me and Aim came back, Ricardo was on the floor literally cleaning the oven. And he took a good 2 hours, but to be fair, he done a really good job. I couldn't have done better myself.
No, she wouldn't have done it better herself.
I probably wouldn't even have done it. So he done a really good job. So yes, that's why, because he was obviously doing the oven and the floor was wet and everything like that, I couldn't do anything until he finished. So now that he's finished, the food's on, and like I said, that's why I gave him a bagel, and I'm gonna give the kids all something to eat as well.
Bagel because I cleaned the oven, or bagel because
no, because I gave him a bagel because he's not gonna eat for a while. Dinner's, like I said, dinner will be ready about 9, 10 o'clock at night. So yeah.
Janet's food always takes too long.
But my food always tastes good.
If you're starving, you die.
But my food always tastes nice.
That tastes nice. Yeah. But I don't know if the food tastes nice because it comes out tasting very nice.
No, Ricardo, because we don't always eat late at night.
It tastes nice because you can eat late at night. No, I'm only joking. I'm joking. I'm probably gonna sleep on the sofa today. Joking.
No, you won't.
No, I probably won't. Alright. Okay. That's Amory. Look, Amory.
Ow! I don't want you to see me like this.
That's why I'm wearing my school clothes.
Oh yeah, why are you wearing your
school?
school?
You're not allowed to show your uniform.
Why are you wearing your school top then? Okay, so now,
That's not my
baby and me.
I'm gonna get him.
So now there was the juice forming in the bottom, but I've just stirred it so you can't really see it anymore. So I've got the kettle on, and literally I'm just gonna add the water in a minute. Yeah, I'm just gonna add the water. I don't want to stand here over the pot for too long, so I'm gonna add some water in there, and yeah, we're just gonna let it simmer down, to be honest with you. And I'm gonna add a bay leaf in a minute as well, and a stock cube, and yeah, that's it. I'm gonna check back on it in regular intervals, and quick and easy dinner, really. Well, not quick, but an easy dinner. The thing is, I need to cook it down until it's so succulent, and until when you just touch it, it's just breaking up. That's the way to cook it, to be honest with you. I hate chewy meat. Okay, so I've boiled the kettle, and I'm just putting some water in there now, just to get out all those bits of seasoning that was there before.
Are you gonna make my order after?
Yeah.
Your phone's not on 10%.
Is it? I'm just getting all that out. I'm going to stick that into the pan, the hot water, because I'm sure I've read sometime that you shouldn't really put cold water. I mean, I have done it, to be fair, but I don't know if that's true or not. So I've put some water in the pan. I'm going to give that a stir around again now. Get off anything that's on the bottom. There you go. And actually, I think I'm going to use the... Oops, sorry, Gab. I'm going to get the kettle. I'm going to put a little bit more water in there. And that's it. I'm going to turn down the heat on that. Actually, that's fine. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to let it simmer away. I'm going to cover the Scotch bonnet if I can. It keeps floating to the top. Look at that. It's fine anyway. As it cooks, it will settle down. But before I go and leave it, I'm going to add a stock cube to it. A beef stock cube. Just to give it that extra bit of flavour as it's cooking. There you go. So I drop that in there. I'm just going to push it in, and yeah, just going to leave it now. Take some. There you go, and that's it. So when I went to Costco today, I bought a packet of prawns, and I thought that I'd make the thing is, when we went to Barcelona once, we had these prawns, and it was in a garlic and butter sauce, and it was so tasty. They come out sizzling. So I thought I'd try and recreate that now. Hopefully it comes out as I hope it does, but we shall see. So I've got my packet of prawns there that I got today from Costco. It's a big pack. They're cooked anyway, so it's not much that I've really got to do to it. I've got the olive oil, which I need. I've cut up the garlic already, and I've got butter as well to mix, and then I just need to add some salt, and that is literally going to be it. So I'm putting the pot on the fire. Oh, by the way, I'm still cooking the beef. Oh, that's really hot to take it off. I will show you what it looks like after.
But it's in there.
Yeah, but it is in there. Okay, so in there now I'm putting some olive oil. I know it looks like a lot, but when I've had it a couple times now actually, and it's always sizzling. So it can't sizzle in nothing, so it needs oil, doesn't it, really?
Yeah.
Let me just get a knife. And I'm going to put a blob of butter in the pan as well. Oops. Now I'm just going to wait for the butter to melt. Let me get a non-stick spatula. I'm just going to open this packet of prawns while I'm waiting for the butter to melt. As you can see, there's quite a few prawns in there. They're all cooked, so you can eat it. Okay, now our oil and butter mix is sizzling, so I'm going to put in the garlic. So I'm putting that in there now. Thank you, Gab. Just stick it down there. I'm mixing the garlic in the pan just a little bit to kind of infuse the flavour in there. Now I don't want the garlic to go all burnt because it can cook pretty quick, to be honest with you. So now, I mean, I've never done this before, okay, so I don't know how it's going to be. Put the prawns in. Now I'm just gonna stir them round. Oops, one fell out. He was trying to escape. Just coating them and letting them cook through. Okay, so this is what the prawns came out like. I've dished some of them up into the bowls now, and we're going to have that with the sauce and some bread to sop it up with. So I'm dishing it up now. And hopefully, I mean, it's my first time cooking it, so I know it's not good. It tastes okay. I mean, I know it's not authentic, but I've done my own little take on it. So next time, you can only get better. And there's all that delicious juice. The juice tastes really good actually, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've finished, well, more or less finished cooking the beef now.
And then we should go cook the rice in a minute.
There you go. That is the beef. It's simmered down nicely. This is the Scotch bonnet. It didn't break. So, you know, it just gave it a nice little flavour. It looks good. A nice rich sauce. You're going to try it, Ricardo. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I will just give it a quick try.
Yeah, the rice I haven't done as yet. To be honest with you, when I did them prawns just a minute ago, and we ate it with bread, it filled us up. So it's like, if I cook the food now, and if I cook the rice now, and we have the rice with the plantain and the beef, the kids ain't gonna eat it. It's gonna be a waste. So we've decided that we're not really hungry at the moment. So we're just gonna, we're gonna save this for tomorrow. So I'm just gonna literally put a lid on that. And I'm not going to make the rice until tomorrow. That way the rice will be fresh.
As you can see, the meat is all nice and tender. It just comes off the...
Yeah, it's really soft.
Very soft.
Really soft.
Very soft.
And then with the sauce as well. The sauce is really nice.
Really good sauce as well. Yeah. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
As you can see, I've got myself a fork.
It is tender. It's really nice. It's steaming. Fresh off the pot.
As you can see,
What you doing, Ricky?
wow, all the juices, everything's in there.
Yep.
That is absolutely gorgeous looking.
I mean, maybe I could put a potato in there, but I'm not going to do it anyway because we're going to have plantain.
Very nice.
So we're going to have the rice and the peas. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Yeah, it's really succulent.
Very nice.
I mean, it's been cooking for a while, to be honest with you. The thing is, when you're cooking things like beef and what have you, or cooking stews and things like that, you've got to give it...
It was very nice.
Yeah.
A well-bred woman. Very nice.
Yeah. When you've been cooking stews and that, you've got to give it time to cook down. Otherwise, it becomes hard and chewy if you don't do that. And you know what? I'm not even trying to eat chewy meat, to be honest with you. So this is delicious. It looks delicious, and it is delicious.
Very nice.
So I'm going to turn off the heat now. That's cooked. The juice is there, so plenty of juice.
And by tomorrow, the juices will mix with the meat even more.
Exactly, they'll infuse it more.
And when you taste it tomorrow, it will be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, the taste will be so much nicer.
It's very nice.
Yeah.
We're watching Coming to America at the moment.
Yeah.
The kids in the front room. I'm going to get back to it.
Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put the lid on that now, and that is going to be it. So tomorrow, I'm not going to post this until tomorrow when I've done the rice as well and the plantain and I've presented it out, and yeah, that is it. So I'm going to turn the heat off to stop it from burning on the bottom or anything like that, and yeah, I'll speak back to you tomorrow. Okay, so now I'm making the rice for the dinner today. What I've basically done so far is I've just emptied out 1 tin of kidney beans. Like that. I emptied the 1 tin into there, and I added a cup of water as well. In a minute I'm going to add some thyme and a tin of coconut milk. There you go. I'm going to put all that in the pot, let it simmer down, then I'm going to add my rice. So as you can see, that's bubbling away in there. I also added a sprig of thyme. I put a little bit of this in there, which is the green seasoning that I used in the meat as well. I think you can just about see that. So I put a couple drops in there. I'm now going to open the coconut milk and put that in there as well. Okay, so now I'm pouring the coconut milk in there. I mean, I never used to cook rice with coconut milk, but I always do it now because I find that it just gives it that extra creaminess and just gives it a really nice flavour, to be honest with you.
It's a good brand of coconut milk.
Yeah, it's not bad. So yeah.
Can you get any coconut milk?
You can get any brand of coconut milk. It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. Some people probably even use the block. They've got like creamed coconut. It's a block, but I never really used that, to be honest with you. So that's what that looks like now. I'm going to give it a stir, but before that I'm going to wash some rice, and then I'm going to add the rice in, and then after I'm just going to cover the pan, let it all simmer away. Look, see, it's got a milky colour to it now. I literally just added, as I said, the green seasoning. I added a few garlic, I added some garlic granules and the thyme that you can see there. So I've stirred that now, and then I'm going to wash some rice and then stick it in the pan as well. Now we rinse the rice. To be honest with you, I'm not 100% certain why we even rinse the rice. But I guess it's because people have touched it and stuff like that when it's been picked, maybe. And also because of the starch in the rice. Because you'll see that when you wash it and you swirl it round, I mean, I've washed it a few times now, so it's not as cloudy. But normally, it's pretty cloudy. Like you see, it's a little bit cloudy there, isn't it? The water doesn't entirely run 100% clear. So that should be okay now anyway. So I'll take that rice. I'm going to stick it inside of that mixture that's bubbling on the hob.
So how much rice do you put in? 2 cups, 1 cup?
You know what? I just do it by air now.
So but if somebody wants to follow your recipe, what should they put in?
They do say like a cup per person, but I think that'd probably be too much. I'd probably say, I mean, it depends how much you eat. I'd say a couple cups. I mean, in that what I did there, I probably put like 3 cups of rice, to be honest with you. I probably did 3 cups of rice, and that's going to be for the 6 of us. So, I mean, it's hard to judge, but maybe half a cup per person because the rice swells. So I added the water, a little bit extra water to it. So now it looks like this, and it's just got to simmer down, and the water's got to reduce. So once the water's reduced, then I will add maybe some salt to taste, some black pepper as well, and it will look totally different. So I literally cut off the ends of the plantain. I'm going to fry some plantain, by the way, and I did a line down like that. Now you just peel off the skin like so. I mean, there's many different ways you can cut the plantain. I like to do long strips, and I just literally go like that, but you've got to be careful of your fingers as well, and that's it. Now you hold it, it can move quite a bit, the plantain, it's quite slippery. Like that. Out of each plantain I'll probably make about 4 slices, but they are long slices, or sometimes 5, but in this case I think I'll make 4, and I'm going to literally do the same thing to each of the other plantains I've got. Then what we do simply is this is hot oil that I've got here, so I put it into the hot oil and just fry it off. Got to be so careful when you're putting the plantains in, especially because the oil is very hot. You don't want it to splatter up at you, so just place it in very gently.
Meanwhile, the rice is still cooking.
Yep, the rice is still cooking. I'll show you now. Simmering away. I put the lid on so it can kind of steam at the same time. Turn that rice down actually. There you go. So that's it. And then what we do is literally we just turn it over as it cooks. It should get a kind of golden brown colour. Now, I find that the riper the plantain, the better. By ripe, what I mean is the plantain's kind of like this. I mean, you can get some plantains that look a lot green, not a green banana. There's a difference between a green banana. I haven't got any, so I can't show you. But there's some plantains that are slightly, just think of a fresh banana, a banana that is a little bit green. They can look like that. Those are not the ones that I like to fry. I like them like this. And if you feel them, they can feel a little bit softer.
So you mean yellowish?
Yeah, yellowy with some black bits on it. Yeah, I know it probably sounds horrible. You think, oh, black bits on there. But it's not, when you open the banana skin, there's no black bits on there whatsoever. Yeah, because the thing is, the more ripe the plantain, the sweeter it is when you have it. And sweet plantain is very, very nice.